Hey, welcome back to the Big Rant Show. Thank you for joining me. And as you can see, we're going to do a Christmas video here. And this is just going to be a video over some gifts you can get and the price range for them. And I'm going to try to do two more Christmas videos on Friday. I'm going to try to do another list of things that are more, exact on what things are. This is all like really finding right now. I'm not finding a whole lot of good, low cost Christmas gifts right now, but I'm still looking. I also want to start also next week and Friday, and I think on Monday I want to try and do a good news holiday story of some sort with all the negativity going on. That's the plan anyhow. But let's get to it, shall we? Now, first off, you see here, this is just some fun and leisure stuff, is what they're calling it on this article. Um, a streaming service subscription somewhere between $7 to $45 a month. They say. Um, of course, you can get a lot of streaming things like Netflix, Hulu, and stuff like that. For about the $7 mark, up to about $12 or $15. Those are actually pretty cheap in some respects, especially for a quick little gift to somebody. Maybe you can, especially the ad-supported versions. Um, Save you some money there. Keep you around the $7 mark. A lot of them. Hulu, I believe, has a $6.99 subscription service. I know you can buy gift cards for Amazon Prime and Netflix and stuff like that at your local Walmart a lot of times. Not always, depends on the store, but sometimes you can't. Okay, another one's another subscription service, right? But but it's a music subscription like Spotify or Apple Music, as I show in the ad here. Um, I'm currently on a plan with a friend on a music service, and it works out really well if you love music. Spotify is really good; has a lot of stuff. If you like to listen to a lot of music, a lot of different types of music, or if you know somebody that really is into music and doesn't happen to have one of these subscriptions, because like it says in the list here, custom playlist and music subscription. That's the cool thing about like Spotify, for example. You can make your own playlist, the things you enjoy, and it doesn't cost you all that much. It's around $9.99 a month, and so for 1 month, you know it's not all that bad. Then there's also gaming subscriptions, as they're talking about here. $20 to $30. That's a little high depending on the game you play. If you have a friend or family member that plays World of Warcraft, for example, it's just under $20. It's like $16 a month. But a gift card is gonna, you're generally, if you're able to even find a card, a game subscription card for like World of Warcraft, you're gonna have to probably buy a 60-day as opposed to a 30-day card. You don't find as many 30-day cards anymore. But you could also just give them a gift card for $20 and they could go get the subscription themselves. But gaming subscriptions, of course, they vary in price. Depends on the game you play and what's all involved in the game and everything. But you can play a lot of things for relatively cheap. So there you go. That's a good idea. Like in Xbox Live, for example, it's like $15 a month. I think you can still get a 1 month card or a 2 month card. That'll run you about $30 for 2 months, basically. Um, then there's magazine subscriptions, and if you are into reading magazines and you like this style of reading, then a friend or you have a friend that does, then this is really might be right up their alley. It's relatively cheap from the number they give here, $10 to $15. I haven't had a magazine subscription in probably 15-20 years at this point, but I know a lot of people do. Like they're mentioning Better Homes and Gardens, Reader's Digest, Woman's Day. Um, and Better Homes and Gardens is actually a really good magazine. So is Reader's Digest. I've never really read much on Women's Day. I find ads occasionally or articles occasionally online for them. But that's the cool thing, though, about magazine subscriptions. A lot of them can be digital, or you can do them for, like actual in your hand magazines these days. And it's not so bad. It's not bad. They're saying like here, they're saying they usually cost around $10 for the year, but you can occasionally nab a special deal for $1 annual subscriptions for some magazines. So if you can find a deal like that, and somebody that likes magazine subscriptions, there's something that could be helpful too. Moving on, you've got number 5 here, which is comic books or graphic novels. Now those do range. I have a good range depending on where you buy them at. I suggest if you're looking for like a comic book that you find like one of those resale shops. Um, I used to have a bookstore. I can't remember what it was that we would go to, and we could buy all sorts of comic books for, a dollar would, buy you like 10 or 15, and probably buy you 3 or 4 now because of inflation and stuff like that. But they're not always all that expensive. They can, like it says here, $10 to $35. That's if you're buying them brand new. Um, you can also find them cheap, like I said, in those resale shops. Um, but that's always something for the person in your family that loves comic books or graphic novels. And other graphic novels tend to be more expensive and closer to that $35 range. I've seen some that are a little higher, but you can get them from anywhere from $10 to $35. Um, like I said, if you look close enough and you look in the right place, you might be able to find, somebody 5 or 6 of them for like, $5 or $6. So I think that may be cool. I've done this before, but not really like to a local store. Um, this A gift card to a local bookstore. If you can do it, if you have a local bookstore that's actually a local bookstore, not some huge chain, um, then I suggest getting one in supporting your local bookstores and getting a gift card for that store. If you don't, there are options on Amazon where you can do like Amazon Unlimited. Now it's usually kind of expensive. Like if you buy the annual one, I don't know if they have a monthly rate anymore, but I bought my wife one time for like it was like $60 one year for Christmas. But that was the only time I did that. I haven't really had the money for that since. But yeah, $25 if you know somebody that likes going to the local bookstore and stuff, or if you can find a gift card to buy books on for somebody's Kindle, their Amazon Kindle device or e-reader or whatever, so they can have the books they want. Now, $25 may or may not buy you a lot at a local bookstore. It depends on what that person is into. Now, here's one of my favorites right here: board games. Board games, they say $6 to $30. We all know about like Monopoly and stuff like that. I love Risk. Risk is probably my all-time favorite board game, and I love all the different variations. Now, when you get into the more exclusive kind of variations of Risk and other games like even Monopoly, you're going to see the 35 $40. But there are a lot of board games um, that are under $20. Like I saw a number of Monopolies available for like $11.99 at Walmart recently on their website, and I'm sure you can get more in their actual store. Um, Now, I suggest this pretty much over pretty much anything I've mentioned so far, because board games can be something that not only can you get, is it something you can get for your kids or somebody in your family, but you can also play it together over the during Christmas. Um, so I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it's actually a great idea if you like these kind of things. If you like board games, there's got to be a lot of decent priced ones out there. I think I saw Hungry Hippos, as it mentions here, the other day for like $10.99, something like that at Walmart. Jenga's not usually very, very expensive either. So there's a lot of board games out there, so you got to be careful on the price sometimes. There are some really good games out there um, that are in the $30 range, even higher. I played a game the other day called Scythe with some friends of mine that happened to have it. I forget what the price tag was on it, but I think it was like 35 or something, or 30, maybe even 40 on Amazon. If you're into the board game market, I don't buy many of them unless I find them on sale. Um, but it was a really cool game about kind of like different nations battling each other in a way. It was kind of like Risk, but not. If you've ever played Risk, you put your armies out and you just go and have you roll dice and decide who wins. Each territory and all that kind of stuff. And Scythe is similar, but it's got a lot more to it, a lot more complexity. If you're looking for a more complex game, it may cost you a little more than the $30 you're seeing here. Here's a few things for the home. A framed poster, it says $10 to $21. Um, if you find something that someone's going to enjoy, like I know things that my wife would like if I got her in a poster, she'd probably be thrilled. Same thing for her. There's a lot of pictures I would love to have, a lot of posters I'd love to have on my wall as well. But if you're going to get somebody a poster for a Christmas gift, I suggest it has some kind of meaning, to the person, something they really enjoy. Like I know people that love certain, rock musicians and stuff, and they would love a poster of certain people, um, and that's kind of cool. I mean, there's a few people I would love posters of. Of course, most of the ones I want are either football players or professional wrestlers at this point. Like if I could come across a an Adam Page from AEW framed poster, that would be awesome. Um, Here's something they also suggest. They're saying desktop models or figurines. Of course, the picture there, most of those are that you're seeing there are pop vinyls. They can range anywhere from $6 to $30. They're saying 15, and I think 15 is probably an average for the pop vinyls. I've got a good number of those myself that I've bought over the years. Um, I don't suggest the Harry Potter ones just because that money's probably going to go back to J.K. Rowling. But other models that they mentioned, pop culture, they talk about Ferrari even here. Like little figurines are kind of cool to have on your desk and stuff, and they're kind of cool just to have and look at and play with and stuff. I suggest though the pop vinyls, especially that revolve around TV shows and stuff. I think it's really cool. Like I think last year I bought my wife a Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, one where he had his dog in his hand in the pop vinyl. I thought it was really cute. She loved it, and she's bought me a number of Coca-Cola inspired um, figurines and stuff like that. And so I thought those are kind of cool. I think that's a really cool little gift. And number 10 here, kitchen tools. Now, kitchen tools I think are really cool. It's really a really cool option to get, especially if you know somebody that's recently like moved into a new home, or they something they've probably always wanted. There's a number of things I've always wanted. Like it wasn't really a tool, but I've always wanted a KitchenAid, stand mixer. And one of these days I'll have room to actually have one of those. But these are really cheap gift ideas here, like kitchen tools. They're saying $12 to $32. I mean, it depends on where you go and what you buy, and but if you know people that like to mix up their own spices and stuff, getting things for that is really helpful. Rolling pins can be fun, I guess, if they like to make dough and stuff like that. Um, at the end of the day, it's a matter of knowing the person, right? Knowing what they like, what they enjoy. If somebody was to buy me a set of some kind of kitchen gadgets or something, I would love it because I love cooking, even though I can't do the cooking much anymore. But it's still one of my favorite things to do. candles, $17 to $31. They're saying here. Um, it depends on how fancy you want to get. I mean, you can get some Glade candles for like $5 or $6 at Walmart. But if you want some nice fancy ones that are going to last a while, you're going to pay upwards of $20 on one of those. And so candles are really cool. I like candles. I didn't use them for a long time because I had a cat who loved to put his nose in everything. But now that I don't have a cat, um, it works out a lot better because he's not always trying to jump on the counter and get his nose in it. And I always was terrified that he would get his nose burnt. So just keep that in mind too while you're dealing with Christmas gifts. Think about what the person has in their home, and stuff like that. A Wi-Fi extender. Now, these can be important. They can be helpful, especially if you have weak Wi-Fi signal. Um, if you know somebody with weak Wi-Fi signal, this could be helpful. But these are one of those items that, because of the cost, I would I wouldn't do it as a surprise gift, maybe, because a lot of people don't need one. So be careful making making a list for it, right? Or putting it on the list and just buying it for somebody. Um, but if they're having problems, then it's not such an issue. But if it in general, if somebody has Wi-Fi issues, you'll probably know, and they'll probably let you know that they need certain things. Um, but uh, a resilient desktop plant, they say $21. You can get them for under that, depending on the size and stuff like that. I've seen aloe vera plants, like they mentioned here, in other places, and even small bonsai trees for less than 20. I saw a small plant the other day for like $6.99 on one website. I think it was Walmart. There again, Walmart, somebody like that. Um, so those are helpful. Those can be fun and nice for someone if they have a desk that needs a little bit of sprucing up, right? Okay, number 14, personalized Christmas ornaments. They say $17 to $35, and that's probably close to right. Being accurate. Of course, you could probably also make Christmas ornaments for people for cheaper than $17 to $35. You can make it on your own. Um, there's lots of stuff on Pinterest to show you exactly how to make Christmas ornaments. I have not been there in a while, but I looked last Christmas and I saw lots of stuff on how to make Christmas decorations. So that could be very helpful. They also say here, go to Etsy and see if you can get someone to make one for you if you need them to. And number 15, gardening tools, big and small. They say $8 to $32. Um, Now this is always helpful for those people that in your life that love gardening. You know, sure, it's Christmas time and it may be a while till they get out there, but it's not going to be long before they need to start prepping stuff. For the growing season, depending on where you live. That could start in the next 2 to 3 months and stuff. And some people may have greenhouses and stuff like that. So these are 15 items that could be very helpful for you and to help get your Christmas gift buying done. Now, these aren't necessarily ones that are going to be delivered to you very quickly. You may have to go out to Walmart to actually buy one, and things like that. But some of them you won't. Some of them will be easy and quick, and you'll be good to go, right? But like I said, on Friday, I do plan to do 2 videos on Friday afternoon. Hopefully, one is another list like this for cheap items for all under $10 is what I'm going to try to put a list together of. I may actually have to make my own list and just read it to you um, on the in a video. I also want to do a few good news Christmas and holiday type videos going forward, because it's the holiday season and I don't want to focus just on the negative things going on. So do keep that in mind. And And that's it for this video. Come back, see me again. Happy holidays. And I hope you're having a great day. And I'll see you down the road.